In this week's edition of the Outta Bounds podcast, I'm going to explain to you why the Will Smith fiasco during Oscar Sunday was a ritual. I know what you're thinking, but trust me, you might want to hear what I got to say. So stay tuned for all this and more on this week's edition of the Outta Bounds podcast. Hey, welcome to episode 40 of the Outta Bounds podcast. First of all, Don, can you believe it's been 40 episodes?
Yeah, that's
40
it's a long
episodes.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I was thinking, ladies and gentlemen, actually, you know what? I'll say that for the end. I'll say that for the end. But as you guys know, my name is Liddell the Fashionista. If you're new, hi, once again, I'm Liddell the Fashionista, managing director here at True Urban Culture Magazine, CEO of Ground Up Media Productions, and alongside me is the man in the middle, as always, Radio Donnie. Do not call me Donovan Wilkins. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. It was a drama filled weekend. A lot of people talking about Philadelphia and Big Willie. So
Yes, we're definitely gonna get into that momentarily. And our boy No Austin, the young blood, aka Third Eye, aka Mr. Euro Step to Your Girl, is actually Euro stepping to the classroom right now because my boy fixes to graduate. So you gotta get those projects in. So hopefully we'll have our boy back next week. And who knows, maybe we'll have the big three back in full effect. You see the past two we were all today. Like we get Noah here, then Donnie's out, we get Donnie, then Noah's out.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
a
my
lot of
guys are
moving parts,
busy.
man. Yeah,
My guys are busy now, especially my man Donnie got a radio show. Mind you, Donnie, let me give you the floor right now before I forget. Because last week when you wasn't here, I botched, I botched your radio show. So I'm gonna give you the opportunity to market yourself, promote
yeah,
yourself.
yeah. It's a weeknight radio show. Distorted Records with Donnie on Live 95 at Autolist.com or My Tuner Radio. It's from 11 p.m. until 3 a.m.
Yes, yes, yes. And the link for that will be in the description box for this video below once it's uploaded. But Donnie, man, you make it Philly proud. You make it Philly proud, man. Like you're the voice of Philadelphia late night, but you know who else might feel like the voice of Philadelphia right now? And I guess according to you, making the city proud is your boy Big Willie, Will Smith, man. So let's get into it
Yeah.
in regards to the Oscar fiasco. Now, I know my co-opener, ladies and gentlemen, I say that I believe that what happened this past Sunday was a ritual. And I don't necessarily mean like in regards like some Illuminati type of shit, anything like that. I basically mean in the terms of because Don, I'm almost certain that you agree when I say this, and also you, the viewing public out there, you agree when I say this. Will Smith has been the punching bag on social media for the past 2 years, basically since this whole pandemic began. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, basically, like everything pertains to the whole entanglement, the August Alsina situation, and all that. Like the crime face, he's been like a meme. Like this man been dog for the past 2 years, and basically have a lot of men in the manosphere and all over social media just questioning what kind of man is this? You know what I mean? So the reason why I say this was a ritual because I felt well, I don't want to use the word felt. I believe that everything that transpired was just for Will Smith to be the new voice or the new face of black men protecting black women, so to
No.
speak. That's how I proceeded, and I felt like Chris Rock was the perfect target for it. Because let's be for real. Well, Will Smith had done what he did is let's say a Jimmy Kimmel or a Jimmy Fallon was up on that stage.
I I would I would kind of agree with you, but this what a lot of people don't understand is Chris Rock and Will Smith has history. This is not the first time that Chris Rock has made this joke or
Oh
made
yeah, I know. I remember back like
light of
20,
this joke.
2016 during the whole Oscar so white campaign, which is why this is so ironic, considering the fact that two of the biggest, most vocal voices pertaining to the whole Oscar so white campaign, Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, are part of one of the biggest, most darkest moments in Oscar history. With the whole,
I wouldn't say darkest.
come
It's
on,
not
bro,
even
nothing
close.
like that has ever happened at the Oscars before.
Nothing like that has ever
We
happened.
never seen a grown man go up on stage, smack another grown man,
I will
go back
say
to his
we
seat.
never seen nothing like that, but I would put this right at the bottom. because if I'm not mistaken, Clint Eastwood actually tried to get on stage and assault a Native American actress when she was at the Oscars. He had to be held back by 6 security guards while on stage. And that's not to mention Hattie Mae, who was invited as a favor to her white agent to come at the Oscars, but she was sat in the back, away from the cast, away from everybody, and she got a plaque, which somehow they mistakenly misplaced. So there's a museum somewhere where there's an empty showcase for her.
Okay,
So
but
I definitely wouldn't say this is the top.
okay, but these are scenarios that could have happened. What transpired this past Sunday actually happened. We saw it. There was no security involved, which makes you question, was this even real to begin with? Because in what world does a man basically get to go up on stage, smack one of the presenters, go back to his seat, no security, nobody escort him out the facility. He goes back to
Well,
his seat and he yells profanity across the hall.
I think because
Unedited.
everybody was just shocked. Like no, I mean, the only one who should have had some inkling of what was happening was Chris Rock. Did you actually think he was going to come up on stage and like congratulate you or talk to you? Because it, like,
Well,
if you look at the
here's the thing.
video,
Here's the thing. Will Smith laughed at first. He was
yeah,
seen laughing.
I hear that argument all the time. I think it's one of those Hollywood fake laughs, like when the camera's on you and somebody's
Mm-mm.
insulting you. That's how I view it. It's like one of those, haha, yeah, like the camera's on my face. Like it's one of those
Yeah.
moments.
I've
It's
got. I've been
like
at in those sorry, but I've been in those situations before where like you have to like have like uncomfortable laughter, but nah, he was really
like
he can't at the
when you're up for an Oscar and you know how they have all the boxes on you
mm.
and the person wins, so you have to like clap and like what's the word I'm looking for? Be cordial or something like that, or like put on a brave face, like clap and show that you're like deep down you could be like pissed off that you didn't win, but the camera's on you, you clap, and it's Hollywood. That's the way I saw it. I definitely could be wrong.
Like you
I
said,
definitely
it's
could be right,
Hollywood. It's Hollywood.
but I don't think he was using this as a PR stunt. I think he was
Yes,
just
he
sick
was.
and I
Yes, he
think he was
was.
just sick and tired of all the jokes, the memes. We obviously don't know what's going on in his life, but I can tell he's had a hard like past 2 years with his relationship being
Of
that
course.
open and that public. I also read his book, and there's some things in there that's like he's working through. Um, so no, I don't think this was a PR stunt. Because obviously the Academy Award would never go for some shit like that. Apparently, that joke wasn't even rehearsed. Like it wasn't in rehearsal. This was just right off the top, which makes me even more um, as confused as to why Chris Rock would say some shit like that. And
But
for this to be the first like all black production in the Oscars
that's what I'm saying.
history,
Like, man, like this is just it's not a good look. It's not a good look whatsoever.
I
But
mean, for Will Smith, I support him. I support him. But I don't like the way that it went down. I was talking to my friend Liz over text, and she mentioned how it's almost like Jada like commanded Will Smith to attack him, and
yeah,
I definitely see that side of things.
because first, obviously, none of us are married, so we cannot speak from that perspective or anything like that. But I would think if I was in that situation, and you know, it's kind of crazy because Will Smith is also a Libra, such as myself. So I would want in this situation for my woman, right, to basically understand that okay, like, this is the biggest night of my career. Will Smith won his first ever Academy Award, well deserved. Honestly, he probably should have been got one, in my opinion.
Definitely should have.
Should have been got one or two by now. Okay, you know that this could possibly go left. Why not, just grab your husband, like
Like I said, it's just one of those moments where his emotions got the best of him. He said it in his apologies. It's one of those moments.
Okay,
That's
but
what I
can I
chalk
ask,
it up as.
can I
And
ask you
people
this?
seem to forget that this man is from West Philly.
Can
Won't
I
play
ask you
that
this? Do you
shit.
think
He smacked a reporter before.
I just realized my mic was never plugged in. Can I ask you this?
I just realized my mic wasn't nowhere near.
All right,
That's why I pulled it over.
so, ladies and gentlemen, if we've been having some audio issues the first 10 minutes, my apologies. We should be good right now. But let me ask you this: do you feel like the joke was insensitive?
Yes.
How
Um,
so?
it was a GI Jane joke, and it was in
Yeah.
direct comparison to Jada's health condition, medical condition.
Well,
So
that's who's to say he. Let me play devil's advocate here. Who's to say that he knew about her alopecia condition?
I would agree with you, but he made this joke before. That's why I'm saying it's not the first time.
When?
He joked about her condition. I think like a couple of years ago, even though she came out publicly in 2018. But he joked about Jada Pinkett and her bald head like a couple of years ago.
Okay, well, I have to look into that. I definitely remember, like I believe, like 2016. He in his monologue for the Oscars, he basically like mentioned how like he made like a Rihanna joke, so to speak, like basically like him getting upset like if Rihanna's like in a relationship with some other dude, like basically like he wasn't invited into her panties and stuff like that. So he said, so he said, okay, like how can Jada be offended about the whole Oscars so white thing when she
Well,
wasn't?
the
I
thing
remember that.
is,
I
the
remember
thing
that.
is, I
That's
I've
what I remember.
never really liked Chris Rock after that sit down with the comedians
That you know, I
where
don't. I never
Jerry
found Chris Rock to
signed.
be. I never found Chris Rock to be funny.
Yeah, he's just like really loud.
Yeah, the
He's like
only.
Kevin Hart funny.
Yeah, I don't think Kevin Hart's funny either.
Yeah,
The
they're
o-
just loud and just expressive.
the only Chris I acknowledge in comedy is Tucker,
Yeah,
but
and
then
I
he's
think
a
everybody does.
but then he's like a one dimensional comedian himself with the whole Michael
But
Jackson.
it works.
Take
It works.
yeah, boy, but you take that away, what does he have? You know what I'm saying? But I would I could most I enjoy Chris Tucker's work more than I do Chris Rock. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but I just never liked Chris Rock because he didn't check Louis C.K. Jerry Seinfeld had to check him, and that since then that never sat right with me. He tap stands for the master,
There's a lot of people in Hollywood that does that.
and I mean he's close with Adam Sandler, and I guess he don't want to fuck up the bag because Adam Sandler is that guy. So the Chris Rock never sat right with me.
Okay, I get that. But speaking of fucking up the back, do you feel? Because I mean, you feel like Will Smith was justified. I say this: do you have a problem with Will Smith defending his wife? Absolutely not. As a man, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to defend your woman because if you
Yeah,
don't,
that
who
that's
else will?
that's qu- uh that's something that I saw on Twitter a lot. A lot of people denouncing him, and I'm like, but isn't that what we want in the black community?
Yeah, we definitely want it, but there's a certain way, to you gotta have some type of decorum. Hopefully, I'm using that word
For
correctly.
what? For what? Fuck that
Because
award show. And they're talking
because
about reviewing his award.
I
If
think
if
that
I
I
was
think that I
Will,
think that's bullshit. If they take away his award, they need to take away Harvey Weinstein
yeah,
and a
they
whole
need
bunch of other
to
people.
go back and take away a whole bunch of awards. Like, get the fuck out of here. If I was Will Smith, I'd mail that shit right back to them. You already certified the results. I already have it on my name.
Yeah, but I just feel like what could this is. I feel like this is what could have. This is what I feel should have transpired, and I think would have sent a more powerful message. And Will Smith basically would have put Chris Rock on the spot. Okay, you want to go up on stage, fine, but basically go on stage and basically inform Chris Rock. Okay, like what you said was disrespectful towards my wife. She has a condition, either alopecia. That's not like a serious medical issue. Like it's just okay. Like it's just hair loss. Like she's not sick or anything like that. I know because I also suffer from alopecia in some areas of my head. So you know, but I just feel like it would have been more powerful if he would have pressed them upstate on stage and basically demanded an apology in front of the entire world. I think that would have been a more powerful message rather than just, oh, I'm gonna run up on stage, smack you, run back to my seat.
I mean, he definitely could have punched him. He definitely
No,
gave
no,
him that bitch
no,
step,
no, no, no,
bitch
no.
slap.
He had to do none of that because I see this from like a PR perspective. Okay, because now Will Smith he puts himself in a position where like now he's also in the wrong. Now nobody's really think about what Chris Rock said about the joke, how it might be insensitive to Jada Pinkett and the community that she represents. You know, they're now saying, "Oh, he just a black man just smacked another black man." Let's
Yeah,
first of all, let's leave the whole black man thing out of it. A man went up states, assaulted another man in front of the whole world to see. Because now that's gonna be the lasting thing that people remember. They're not gonna remember the joke. Some people they're gonna say that oh the joke wasn't that insensitive because it did not really allude to like alopecia. It's just about a movie like G.I. Jane, which is supposed to be a powerful, uplifting movie for women, so to
yeah,
speak. It's the movie doesn't have like any negative connotations to it
yeah.
towards
That's
it.
what people were saying.
You know, so why you have to have you have to think logically. Sometimes logic has to trump emotions, and I just feel like the way he went about
That's
it,
what it said. It's just the emotions got the best of him. But I'm damn sure I ain't blaming him.
yeah. But he's human
He at the end of the day he stood up for his wife. That's what I
right.
saw.
But he's human at the end of the day. I'm not gonna like basically play armchair quarterback and basically sit up on my high horse and tell somebody, okay, like this is what you should have done. I guess that's what I'm doing, but I'm not gonna chastise him for what he did. Because at the end of the day, he's human, and sometimes people put celebrities on the pedestal. I prefer not to do that because at the end of the day, we're all human beings.
Yeah,
When
I think that's what people are getting twisted a lot when when they're explaining their opinions. It's like at the end of the day, these people are humans.
right,
Like just because we see them on TV or they have more money than somebody else doesn't mean like they're any less human.
right.
So it was a human moment. Like I said, he defended his wife the way he saw fit in that moment. Um, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, P Diddy, with his fucking 2 cents, like shut the
Yeah.
fuck up."
Yeah, anybody just jumping in just to jump in the shit,
And I saw a
Even
lot
though
of
he didn't really say anything wrong, he just said, "Okay, like we're fair, we go handle this." Like, ain't not really wrong
shut
with
the
that.
fuck up. Nobody's
But
even thinking about. No, it's one of those trying to interject your moment. The last person I would listen to is P Diddy. Um, Denzel Washington came up to him and talked to him during a commercial break. They had video of that. Who else came up to him? It was Denzel Washington. There was another old black actor, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry. Yeah, so Tyler Perry, Denzel Washington, and
Tyler
in
Perry that old.
yeah, I keep thinking of Samuel L. Jackson
I thought you
because
were gonna
he
say like
also
Morgan. I thought you were gonna say Morgan Freeman when you say old
nah, I
black.
don't think Morgan Freeman goes to them things anymore. He good. But I do want to. Oh,
He enjoyed bingo night.
Bradley Cooper, another Philly native. He came up to him and
Oh
told him,
god.
"Look, brush that shit off." Um, and I think that's what he did for the rest of the night. There's video of him at an after party. Like, I think the thing is, Will Smith already it's over in his eyes. If they want to take back the award, they can. It isn't really going to diminish his record the way I see it. He's still loved and adored by fans everywhere. Is this going to be a blemish? Yeah, we can say that. But at the end of the day, he's still a great actor. He still won the award. It's still certified in the books. The Academy already voted on it. So shit, I mailed back the award. I don't need that shit. Fuck you in that award show.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, like that war represents years and years of
It's
working on
bullshit.
the craft. I get it, but you have to think about it, like he's not necessarily like a traditional actor, so to speak. He has a music background. So that's how he
Yeah,
started off his career. You think of like many musicians that transitioned to Hollywood. You have the LL Cool J, Queen Latifah,
Ice T.
Ice T,
Ice Cube,
Ice Cube, Bow Wow did.
a lot of ice people.
Yeah, a lot of cool people. A lot of cool people. Bow Wow even did it to some degree. Eve did it to some degree. Who else you have out there?
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover. He's still doing it right now. There has to be a few more.
But I mean, yeah,
Ludacris,
people who are
Tyrese,
successful. Yeah, yeah.
right. But here's Will Smith, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Questlove as well, who also won
Shout
an
out
Academy Award. Shout
another
out to him.
Philly native. Philly was
So
winning.
yeah,
Philly was winning that night.
it was a great night for him. But and Jamie Foxx, another one.
Yeah,
Another one. You know, Jamie Foxx is more like comedian slash like he does it all. He's a Renaissance
yeah.
man.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah, but Will Smith, man, like it was a great night for hip hop as well. It's like because so like okay, there's someone that come from that background is up there with the elites of the elites, and he's just as good as many that's in the room, and
Yeah,
he deserves to be in the room. But he has that moment overshadowed by a moment where there's something that could have been handled differently, could have made him look better, could have highlighted his wife's plight much better. But instead, we have people look at Chris Rock as the victim and Will Smith as the savage, and I just don't think that's fair. And that's
yeah,
something that I'm disappointed because that could have been avoided if Cool
yeah.
held his weight.
I think they were just both wrong. But at the end of the day, what Will Smith said in his apology on Instagram is it wasn't so much that the joke affected him, it affected his wife, and that's what
Yeah,
he was defending. He didn't really care about himself. He was just defending his wife. And like you said, emotions got the best of him. And like I said, Will Smith is he is a weird actor in a good way. Like like when he does drama. And the fact that he never won an Academy Award is fucking it's fucking crazy because 7 pounds, Ali,
yeah, he could have won for
Hitch,
concussion.
concussion.
Hitch, I don't know about that.
Hitch was funny.
Hitch was good, but it's not Academy Award worthy.
Okay, all right, I'll take that out. Yeah, you got that. You got that. I think that was a really good movie.
But he definitely should have won for Ali, concussion, and
My
King Richard
man,
was supposed to be the
my
for.
man Jim Carrey came out and spoke about the news, and I ain't like that. He said, Will Smith. I mean, I agree with it. Will Smith should never have been allowed to go back to his seat.
He should not have.
I think what I heard from the Hollywood Reporter was a lot of high executives were like scrambling around, like going back and forth between their seats and Will Smith's, and like I think everybody was just shocked and nobody knew what the fuck to do because it hasn't because a moment like that hasn't happened in a while. So people were just scrambling. Like I know that they're like holding a meeting about what they're going to do with his award, but I'm just saying if you take away his award, then
That's just opening up Pandora's box. You're gonna have to take away
you're
a whole
gonna
lot
have
of
to
other.
take away a lot of other awards.
Yeah.
I mean, basically everybody in the industry because nobody's hands is clean.
Yeah. But let me ask you, what do you think of this narrative that's floating around that especially from other comedians out there, they saying that Will Smith just made it okay for anybody to walk up on stage and physically assault a comedian for a joke that they found in poor taste? Do you think that's just blowing things out of proportion? Or do you think that there's some merit to those comments and
I
concerns?
think there's some merit, but at the end of the day, watch what you say because anybody can get those hands.
Yeah, but also at the same time, should anybody be able to get these jokes? Like I've been, like
Look,
I've been, like I've,
it's
like
freedom of speech, but it's not freedom from reaction. I think that's what
I
people
get,
need to understand.
like
So
I
you can
even,
say your black jokes, your white jokes. Not everybody's going to find them funny. I mean, I would hope everybody in the audience who brought a ticket would find it funny. But watch what you say.
like I even was a part of a comedic stand up routine at one point in time because you know what I'm saying, you stand in front, you know, you open yourself up
Oh
for
yeah,
that.
if you sit in the front,
Yeah.
you already
So
know.
there's this comedian. I was out with my good friend Sue Ladies. Sue Ladies, you watching this? Hi, hope you're doing well. And the dude said we have a special guest in the crowd, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. We have T Pain as a guest.
Oh
You
shit,
basically
you do
called me.
look like T-Pain.
Fuck you.
Oh shit, you do look like T-Pain.
Nah, but you said that I look like T Pain, and I just said I accepted. I'm like, all right, cool. It comes with the territory and all that, but I just feel like because it's like a monkey see, monkey do type of thing. And we did the episode of Tuck Talk recently. I'm not sure how long ago say about YouTube because there's a lot of controversial moments in that, and I did not edit anything out, so I don't want to fuck up anything and shit like that. But the main topic for those that have checked out, if you have it, the link to the card for that would be a pop up this video momentarily. But does the media have too much control?
Yeah.
And not so much in regards to what you see in the news wire or in your local news station, but also on social media. And that video is circling around all over the internet. It's been shared millions of times, all over Instagram, all over TikTok. Excuse me, it's all over YouTube. Do you feel like, obviously you said there's some merit to it, but what do you say for like the comedians out there that I feel like, oh, like I might need to like hire security now because if I rub somebody the wrong way, I might get physically assaulted. But thing is, if anybody that think like that, think that Will Smith made it okay, you have to understand you do not have Will Smith's money and you do not have Will Smith's resources. So just because Will Smith
Yeah.
got away with that shit, all you have to do is give an apology. The same might not hold up for you. So be careful what you
I
think
mean,
about.
well, Chris Rock declined to press charges. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Which I
didn't
think
even think
that was a cool thing. I don't think he would have
he
anyway.
wasn't gonna press charges. He took it on the chin. He's like, "Yo, I won't say nothing about your wife again. Let's leave it at that." They both. I'm pretty sure they both had a talking to by the managers, publicists, the academy, and the black intellectuals that we call the Denzels and the Samuel Jacksons and the Morgan Freeman. Pretty sure they have an annual meeting right now. Um, Diddy not invited, but yeah, I think they've talked it out. I think it's just going constantly. You got comedians like Brett Midler, Kathy Griffin, Jim Carrey, all of those guys chiming in and stuff like that. So I can't really speak on their world or their experience, but I'm just saying at the end of the day, remember, just watch what you say.
Right. And once again, this is why I say that this could have been handled totally differently. Should have been handled totally differently because everybody is thinking about the slap. They're not considering the joke and how offensive it may have been to
I mean,
Jada.
there are some people on Twitter mentioning the joke, but it is fading away.
Yeah, but but my thing is, like for everything that we're seeing online and the people that saying making the chiming in on this, you could kind of already see their bias to a sense. Like the black woman, I love my black sisters out there, my black queens, and all that.
Oh God, why would watch what you say right now?
But we knew that they were gonna take the side of like Jada, because what's been the number one main talking point with black women, especially online. Black men do not protect black women. That's been the main talking point. So for them, what Will Smith did, that was that moment. That's something that they needed to see, and they hope
But
that
they don't like that, and now they're saying, "Oh, I mean, that's not how you handle it." But I'm
yeah.
like,
And there have been some women that have said that, and I know a few
but do
personally,
you
and
do you see the guys that you date, the gangbangers, the shooters?
yeah,
So you can't have your cake and eat it too.
hey
I
man,
liked
that,
exactly what he did on national television. He stood up for his wife, and that's the way I see it.
that
Do not play with Philly.
nigga, this has nothing to do with Philly or anything
Yes,
like
it
that.
does.
No, no,
The
you just.
Abbott Elementary creator, Quinta Burnson, she even said, "Look, that was Philly. That was
I'll
Philly
tell you
last
this,
night."
bro. If Will Smith was from New York, you would not be saying, "Do not mess with New York," and you know it.
No, because New York ain't hard. What y'all got the Bronx and that's it. What like
First of all,
Washington Heights or something?
shout. I appreciate you for giving my borough some love because whenever I say I'm from the Bronx, everybody just always go, ugh, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you for
Yeah,
showing my borough some
the
love.
only horror parts I hear is usually Brooklyn, but it's like this apartment complex or something like that.
You got Best Side, Marcy Projects,
Yeah. Marcy Projects. That's usually what
Crown
I
Heights,
hear.
yeah,
But no,
yeah,
I ain't
Coney Island.
that gentrified fucking islands. They ain't hard.
Okay, all right, yeah.
But I mean,
You better keep your ass at Bryant Park when you keep coming to New York.
look, I go to the
Don't get those
MoMA
niggas.
and nothing else.
You better keep your ass over there where the police is circling around like as security 24/7.
Yeah, with all the bright lights, that's where I stay. Right off of Times Square.
Yeah, you know what's good for you. But yeah, man. Like I said, I have no problem with what Will Smith did. I just wish he would have handled it differently. Also, was that Jada
Yeah,
well understood that okay, that was her man's moment. You know, do not let him do anything that might fuck that up. You know,
I gotta agree with you. The only negative thing I have to say about it is now um the white Hollywood is going to look at the black people differently.
yeah.
Even though it doesn't have no connection, but it was a black produced show the first time in history. Um, they're going to look for some connection between that.
And hopefully it won't be the last, but at the same time, if it so happens that we do not have another predominantly black produced Academy Awards for like a long period of time, we could point back to this moment as to why.
I
You
mean,
know,
it shouldn't because
it should be, but
ratings were up 52% according to statistics.
yeah. But
So
we also have to pay attention to the quality hours as well. Like what were the ratings prior to that situation, and what was it after the fact? You know.
yeah, I mean, more people. I bet you more people tuned in to see the rest of the because I think they only had 3 awards to go, so it was like pretty much done.
Yeah,
Like you, you
and basically that moment overshadowed a big night. Not only the Will Smiths, but Questlove, another Philly native.
Samuel L. Jackson because
Yeah,
he got the Lifetime Achievement Award.
yeah, and Doom basically collected like 6 Academy Awards. You know,
Nobody in the black community gives a fuck about Doom.
I love Doom. You know, so
Mm,
I love that movie. I can't wait for part 2.
I ain't see the original one back in the '90s, and I ain't see this one.
No, I definitely recommend this one. It's really good. And also check out Children of Doom as well. It's a book. I recommend that. But this has nothing to do with Doom or anything like that. So last 2 questions. One, do you think if someone let's take out the whole Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, like the whole white man, because I personally believe Will Smith he would have thought twice about doing it. But it goes to show how black men, how we view black people, how we view each other. We feel like we could just use another black face just to gain credibility, but we're not there to try that shit.
Yeah, but I mean, if it was any other comedian, then I assume they probably made that joke, and he probably would have thought twice.
Yeah,
But
that's my issue. I just
but
don't think
Chris
that's what I
Rock
want
has
to.
a history of making jokes like this against the Will Smith
I
family.
get that, but I
So
just don't think Will Smith would have tried that shit with.
if
Not,
Jim Carrey said that, then
I don't think he would have tried that shit.
no. I mean, everybody loves Jim Carrey. I just
Even
don't
so,
fuck with
even
Chris
someone,
Rock.
even someone like The Rock was on stage because The Rock he was during his WWE years. He's great at roasting motherfuckers. I don't think he give on that stage for The Rock. I just think he saw a little
No,
old Chris.
because the Rock is likable. Like the Rock never, in my opinion, or anything that I've seen, the Rock has never actually been offensive. I think the
Yeah,
most I think he said the F word, faggot one time.
yeah,
But I don't want to put out that rumor. But no, all he does is call people candy asses. I don't think
yeah,
he's ever said anything offensive.
yeah. The Rock is gonna be the future president of the United
I
States.
just don't like Chris Rock for the fact that he didn't stand up for the black community during
I,
that round table talk with Louis C.K. and Jimmy Fallon and Ricky Gervais. He
I don't.
just continually allows Louis C.K. to use the N word, and the fact that Jerry Seinfeld had to check him
I
never
don't like.
sat right with me. So fuck Chris Rock.
Yeah, I don't like Chris Rock either. Mostly, like I said, I don't really find him to be funny. But I just felt like he was just a perfect pawn in that moment.
Yeah,
That's just what I think it was.
he's the white man's pawn.
I just think he was just a perfect pawn in that moment, and it's unfortunate that it happened. But during that night, Will Smith, if those that's out there, you approve what he did. I guess he regained his masculinity in a lot of people's eyes. But I also feel like
He
in
sure as
return,
hell did for me.
but I feel
He
like
reminded me that he's from West Philly.
but I think that in return, Chris Rock lost his. Because what man will allow another grown ass
Yeah,
man to
you
come on
you
stage,
can't do stand up after that.
smack you in the face, go back to the seat, curse you out, and basically you gonna say, "I'm going to."
But then again, that's Chris Rock protecting that white bag.
Hey man, like it is what it
So
is. But
Will Smith just doesn't give a fuck, and he never has.
it is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, I ask you this: what do you guys think? Like, do you feel like Will Smith could have handled this a different way? Do you think his actions were justified, or do you agree with me that there was a better way of handling it in regards to like still stand up for his wife, protecting his wife, but also at the same time showing respect for a fellow brother and basically putting him under pressure, public pressure, and public scrutiny?
I don't
You know,
consider Chris Rock a brother no more.
hey man, however which way you consider him, but still, basically put him under the microscope. That way, his actions can be judged rather than basically Will Smith just assaults him.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think he? I'm trying to think of another black comedian. A lot of people were saying if Dave Chappelle was up there, do you think he would have hit him? I think they would have fought.
Probably
In my
so.
opinion.
Probably
I
so.
think they would have fought.
Probably so because they would. No disrespect. I'm not trying to body shame anybody, anything like that. But when you see like a Dave Chappelle or actually, I think Dave Chappelle he got a little stocky since then, since his comeback.
Dave Chappelle is like husky. Like,
Yeah. So I'll think
look
about
like
the
that
old.
motherfucker been working out.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about old school like Chappelle show, Dave Chappelle. So no, never mind that. But with Chris Rock, you see like this puny, scrawny dude that look like he's like about 110 pounds soaking wet, if that. You know what I'm saying? So he looks like an easy mark.
The question is, do anybody really like Chris Rock? Because a lot of people were saying on the internet that nobody really, we didn't see anybody console him, like comfort
That's
him
what
and
I'm
stuff like
saying.
that.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm
He's an
like,
easy mark, and
do
that's why I
anybody
said.
like that man?
And that's what I said. He was an easy mark, and this was a ritual because basically he was
No,
the
it wasn't
perfect
a
pawn.
ritual.
He
It
was a
was just a
perfect pawn,
man slapping up another man for
and we have
some
to take account.
disrespectful shit.
Everybody involved are actors. Everybody involved are actors. So,
I mean,
and this
obviously
is Hollywood,
they're at the Oscars,
and this is Hollywood. So,
but I don't think there was any
I'm just
hidden
saying.
agenda.
I'm just saying. In what world could you walk up on stage, smack another man, that man feel comfortable to turn back around because he just for some reason no, you ain't gonna do shit
A man
and retaliate.
who's protecting his money. I feel like Steve Harvey would have did the same shit as Chris Rock. That's another man who's in a white man's pocket.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But at the end of the day, you gotta protect your manhood at some point. You just can't
Yeah,
just allow motherfuckers to just run up on you.
yeah.
And then that same motherfucker just feel comfortable turning his back around, going back to the seat because he just
And then even
for
run,
some reason
just walk.
he just smooth walk his way back to the seat because he just knew you wasn't
Slapped
gonna
him
do
and
shit.
walked. I'm like, yo, like, and then proceeded to shout, "Don't mention my wife," and you
Keep my
said, "I
wife's
won't."
name. Yeah, like I don't know. That was just weird to me. But like I said, Will Smith, I guess he regained his masculinity in a lot of people's eyes. Chris Rock lost whatever he had left. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let us know your thoughts on that topic. But let's move on in regards to our pick and roll segment. Where basically the pick and roll, we basically ask questions pertaining to the world of sports, football, basketball, whatever the case may be, and we decide whether we're gonna pick it apart, basically dissect it, like come with a different perspective, or we're just gonna roll with it. Like, all right, it is what it is. We agree. Let's move on. So, Donnie, I'm gonna open the floor to you. What do we have for pick and roll in regards to NFL rules changes?
Yeah, major NFL rules, playoff rules coming out of the annual NFL meeting. NFL owners has approved a rule change proposal altering the overtime rules with each team guaranteed at least one possession just for the playoffs, according to a league source. This will avoid any potential unwanted scenarios where the coin toss can determine the victor. I think a lot of people were in favor of this, but as per source, if the game is tied after a possession apiece for both teams, a sudden death situation unfolds. This was something Liddell mentioned that a couple of weeks ago. So there we go.
I'm gonna pick this apart. So I'm gonna pick it.
How you gonna pick it apart? This was what you said, word for word.
No, I was cool with the overtime rules.
Yeah. No. You I remember you saying this should be a solution.
No. I basically said that I was okay with the way it was. Cause remember the whole controversy about the Bills and
Oh,
the
okay.
Chiefs
Yeah,
game,
yeah, yeah. Right.
and how basically everybody's like, oh, like Kansas City, they should got the Buffaloes, they should got another opportunity, to score. I'm like, bro, like they basically choked the game down the stretch. Like this, at the end of the day, defense has to matter at some point. Now,
Yeah.
basically, you giving both offense the opportunity to score a touchdown. Like that's just crazy to me. So no, I do not agree with it. I feel like the NFL is too. First of all, it's too pass happy as it is. Offense basically trumps all. Records are being broken left and right, or at
What's
risk
wrong
of
with
being
that?
broken.
I like seeing high flying. I don't really like seeing a run dominant league.
I like seeing it too, but it has to be earned. It has to be earned. Like basically, all the rules nowadays are in favor of the quarterback. Like it's like the Brady rule, where Brady, like I believe, like 2008, where he got hit, I believe, towards the knees. I believe Carson Palmer also had a similar injury, and they basically made a rule where you cannot hit the quarterback up high.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
So yeah. So ever since then, like even like with cornerbacks really they cannot jam wide receivers. Within 5 yards. So it's like it just makes the game so easy for offenses to dominate. It just makes it hard to play defense. And I just feel like when you get a defensive stop, you should be rewarded for that because it's hard enough to play defense as it is in the NFL. So now you're just gonna just make it harder. Oh, like
I like it. I like it. It gives both teams a fair chance. And after, if no scores, I'm still not sure. They didn't really specify like what happens if they kick a field goal, if that's still going to be in play. But both teams get a possession. If no team scores, then it's sudden death. I like that.
I mean, I fucked with the original because let's say for instance, I get the ball. Let's say we're both coaches, right? My team, we drive down the field. If we can only get a field goal, all right, cool, whatever. My defense basically has to protect that 3-point lead. But if you go down the field and you get a touchdown, okay, game should be over. Like, why should I get opportunity? Why should I have opportunity to respond and score a touchdown? Even though, granted, I think that rule has not been changed. Which okay, so I'm good with that. So I guess I'll just waste my time explaining that now that I think about it. But if my team was to drive down the field, score a touchdown, we should win the game regardless. You should not get an opportunity to score a touchdown. 'Cause let's be for real, the game is really 60 minutes. Overtime is not a necessity. It's not a necessity. Basically, the whole purpose of overtime is all right. Let's get this game over with as soon as possible because injuries happen. So why would we prolong a game just to give another offense opportunity to score? And it causes a risk of more injuries because the game, like, let's be for real, it's a high contact sport.
Yeah.
You can get injured any play. Odell Beckham basically tore his ACL in the Super Bowl. You know
All
what I
right.
mean? So
So we have another change, a major change coming out of the annual meeting. All NFL says all teams must add a minority offensive coach. Expands the Rooney Rule to include women. So, as quote, all 32 NFL teams will hire a minority offensive assistant coach for the 2022 season as part of the series of policy enhancement. Now, the coach can be a female or a member of an ethnic or racial minority, according to the policy adopted by the NFL owners. The coach must work closely with the NFL coach and the offensive staff with the goal of increasing minority participation in the pool of offensive coaches that eventually produces the most sought after candidates for head coaching positions. Hmm.
I'm gonna pick this apart too, for the simple fact that first of all, I have no problem with women getting a job in sports whatsoever. Even within football, I have no problem with that. But we seen what happened with Brian Flores, how he unjustly got fired by the Miami Dolphins. Luckily, he rebounded and he's on his feet right now with the Pittsburgh Steelers as a defensive assistant. So props to him.
Oh, okay,
But
here's a little Here's a little note. Women are not required to be interviewed, but they are now included in the fulfillment process.
That's
It is
bullshit.
possible that a team could interview two white women for an open head coach position to satisfy the Rooney rule and then make a hire without ever interviewing a person of color.
That's bullshit. Like ladies. I love my woman out there, but nah, I can't fuck with that. Like, bitch, you don't have to be interviewed. So basically, now with this new rules, you get to just jump the line. Like, there's many qualified assistant coaches that have not gotten an opportunity to get NFL head coaching jobs. Now we're gonna make it harder by including politics into the game. I can't vibe with that. I have no problem with them
Yeah,
getting a job.
I'm
I
not
have
going to
no
touch this. Yeah, I don't,
I have
I
no
don't
problem
know.
with them. I have no problem with them getting a job in the NFL. But
Yeah,
I just think you have to go through
but
the
to jump the
proper.
line
Yeah, you
and
have to go through the proper protocols and the system in place to get there. You should not. No, I'm not
yeah,
with that.
I'm interested to see how this
I'm not
shakes
with
out
that.
really.
I'm not with that.
Overall, minority coaches now make up 39% of the league total, up 35% in 2001. There is also a league record 12 women on coaching staffs. There's a lead record of 15 minority among the NFL's defensive coordinators. So, showing progress.
Yeah. And like I said, I have no problem with ladies getting a job, and if I'm not one of those guys that, oh, what do women know about football? No, that's not what I'm saying. No, I'm basically just saying that just as it's hard for like the Leslie Frazier's, the Brian Belemis out there, the Brian Flores's, the Raheem Morris's of the world,
Hugh
the woman,
Jackson,
the
Jack.
Hugh Jacksons who has to go to like Grambling State University, HBCU, just to try to like get his name back out there for potential NFL jobs in the future. The Marvin Lewis's of the world, just as it's hard for them, it like nobody wants the journey to be hard. Let's be for real, like nobody wants that. But if a woman's gonna get into coaching in the National Football League, she should have to basically pay her dues just as much as these minority men have done so.
I look at Becky Harmon. She went to the
Becky
Las
Hammond.
Vegas Aces.
Yeah, and
Aces.
look at like Latino coaches. We rarely have any Latino coaches in the National Football League.
I don't think there's any Latino representation.
That's what I'm saying. So how are we just gonna just skip them and just jump straight into women? Like I said, I'm not saying that women do not deserve a shot. But I'm just saying like them jumping a lot. I just have a problem with that because now you got some teams, women like that's good PR. Putting women in certain positions, that's good PR. So teams they need that, especially organizations like the Washington Commanders. Like how what's going on with Dan Snyder, the cheerleader scandal, and all that. They seem like they're the type of team that will put a woman in power and get like a coaching gig, something like that. So I just don't want women to just their accolades to just be the results of people like me say, oh, like it's just a publicity stunt, it's a PR
Yeah,
stunt.
but they are. I do like the fact that they're they have a new position, the minority offensive coach, head assistant coach. So
Yeah.
I do like that.
But you
Allow
know
you
what?
to oversee like the operations and allow and make sure that the minority participation is running smoothly. I like that.
Yeah, but what's done is done. I'm not gonna be like, oh, get off my lawn, guys. So I can't change the rules. I have a vote in the rules. It is what it is. I wish everybody nothing but the best, and may everybody get the best possible outcome for their careers and their families. So that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us know like what do you think in regards to like these rule changes? Do you agree with them? Do you disagree with me? Let us know in the comment section down below. And yeah, let's. I feel like it's a good time to let's plug ourselves on the way out.
Yeah.
But before we do, let everybody know that you guys can find us not only here on this YouTube channel, the Tuck Podcast Network, but we're also available on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Google Podcasts. I believe Pandora very soon as well, and still trying to get us on Apple. But
I know only one person still using Pandora. Shout out to Jackson.
yeah, shout out to yeah, Pandora still slaps stuff.
Yeah, I
Pandora
used to
still
like
slaps.
it as for their variety, and that's where I used to get a lot of new music from. But yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to them.
So is that where a lot of the names for Under the Radar came from?
I mean, it used to. They were supposed to be setting up an interview for that female led company, Music Swipe. So
Right. I sent you the information for that, right?
Yeah, I said I'm interested.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so we're gonna definitely set that up. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna plug ourselves on the way out. So, Donnie, let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
First, shout out to Noel, still on track to graduate. Shout out to
Shout
him.
out to our boy
Follow his information down below. You can
at
catch
D
my
No Austin.
radio, yeah, at thenoaustin.com, and that's on every social media platform, I believe. Check out my radio show, Distorted Records with Donnie, and Live 95 at Autolist.com or My Tuner Radio, uh, 11 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Yes,
And
yes,
follow all
yes,
my social media.
yes. At D dot ONNIE.
Yeah, I'm legally getting that changed. That's going to be my name. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, as for me, you guys already know Liddell the Fashion. So, I already post much except for like my art journey. I'll just be scrolling in New York City.
Yeah, talking about that's the real New York, you said, right?
It is the real New York.
I was like,
It's,
what the fuck is this motherfucker doing?
that's where the soul resides, man.
I
So
mean, I appreciate it. I like it. I like it. Where's that like where are you usually at?
the
Where you from?
Bronx,
Bronx.
Midtown Manhattan, Harlem, Brooklyn.
Midtown Manhattan? I thought you
Yeah.
stayed away from that.
Nah, man. Like I'm
That's where all the
universal.
gentrified at.
Hey man, I fit it in any environment. When you're Liddell, you fit it in any environment. No, the environment just fits you. That's how
Okay.
it goes. The environment just fits me.
I
So
usually stay in the financial district, Chinatown or Manhattan.
yeah, you go where you feel safe.
The Upper West Side or the Upper East Side, or Lower
Yeah,
East Side, I think.
or or down in Soho or some shit.
Yeah, I like Soho. I fuck with Soho.
Yeah, I fucks with Soho too. Soho fucks with me. So yeah, so you can find me there. Also on the Moderator and the True Culture IG page. So you want to inquire in regards to like anything related to like interviews, event coverages, just holler at me on there. And my media production company, Ground Up Media Production, was soon gonna get back out there. It's getting nice outside, even though the weather's been kind of chilly the past 2 days, but it's getting nice. So I'm about to start recording some content. So I'm posting that, shopping that around to networks and stuff like that. So stay tuned for my journey in that regard. You'll be able to find out all that information on my personal IG at Delta Fashionista, and soon on the Gun Productions IG the page to come. But ladies and gentlemen, that this has been episode 40 of the Outta Bounds podcast. Once we get to 50 episodes, that's what I feel will be the perfect time for us to do our first live episode.
Yeah,
So I'll definitely look forward to
we got to
doing
bring in
that.
a sports athlete for that also. I think I have
Yes.
one in mind.
Okay, you gotta tell me your camera. You gotta
Yeah,
tell me
yeah,
your camera.
absolutely, absolutely. We
Yeah,
ain't giving away everything
yeah,
yet. Come on, man.
we can't give
50
away
episodes.
everything. We can't give away everything. But ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this week's edition, please hit that like button, hit that share button. Also, you prefer if you listen to us on audio platforms, give us people always say give a 5-star review. Give us what you feel comfortable with giving us. As long as it's like at least 3-4 stars and
Nah,
shit.
give us a
But
5-star review. Fuck all that. If you ain't gonna
now
give us a 5-star review, don't leave say that.
that's what you say. But I respect honesty. Any way
Yeah,
that we
honest
could.
opinion. Honest
Yeah,
opinion.
in any way that we could possibly improve, because that's what it's all about, So you can never get better. You never know what you need to improve on, So
Yeah.
I don't have no ego in regards to that. But yeah, we hope that you guys enjoy it. If you did, tell a friend, tell that friend to tell a friend. Enjoy and be a part of the Tuck family. And we'll catch you guys next week, same time, same place, right here on the Tuck Podcast Network. And Hail Hydra.